Hey, and welcome to an episode of You Love Comic Books. This is a YouTube show showcasing my recent comic book hauls, comic speculations, and stuff from my collection. Alright, I got another awesome haul for you. This is another collection. It's technically part 3. It's all from the same guy that I found on Facebook Marketplace. If you've been watching these videos at this point, you would have saw the Hulk one and the Spider-Man one, and you would have saw some of the amazing books that were in there. Now, this one was mostly Wolverine-centric, but he had a lot of books that he said he was going to give to me because I put the Spider-Man Hulks, and there were a ton in there. So, like, this is almost like a long box of comics I'm going to try to get through as quickly as possible. Now, a lot of it's just like run filler, but there's some major books in here that, and I'll tell you what I paid for everything in the end. It's definitely made it worth, and I think it's good run filler. So, all right, let's get into it. So, Wolverine, The Best There Is. This was a series that came out. It was kind of like, it's considered like an adult one. I don't know. It wasn't really released under Max, though. But he had number 3, 4. And the thing is, he's going through all his stuff. So, he probably does have like 1 and 2. I mean, at this point, if he doesn't give it to me, I'll be fine. Because he gave me a ton of books. 6. I didn't get these bagged or boarded. I've been buying a lot of bags and boarded because none of these things were bagged and boarded. Or like 99.9% of them weren't, but I was surprised in the condition they were in. But I was like, I'm going to be the one that ends up ruining them. Number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, and then this is Wolverine, the Punisher Revelation. I think I might already have the series, but this was just only 2 issues. So here's number 3, and here's number 2. Look at Wolverine. Wolverine Captain America, number 1 of 4. Again, that was the only issue we had in there of that. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go through these Wolverine books before I go through these books. Again, and these are like, again, none of them was bagged and boarded. Hulk, Wolverine, 6 Hours, issue 4 of 4, and with Simon Bisley covers, and issue 3 of 4, but drawn by Scott Collins. So he only had those issues in there. And then he had Wolverine Exile, right? That's 1 of 5, 2 of 5. Again, these need to be bagged. Like, they're not in terrible condition or anything. Like, they're just, like, a little warped. Like, they don't even have, like, really any spine ticks or anything. They just need to be bagged and boarded. Here's number 5. So, no number 4. Again, he might have it. He's still going through all his stuff. So, all right, then we go to Dokken, Dark Wolverine. That's Wolverine's son that was introduced in that Wolverine Origins series. Dokken number 5, 6, 7. That's like a recreation of Wolverine number 1. That's kind of cool. Number 8, number 9, number 9.1. I mean, I used to hate when they were doing this stuff back in the day. Number 10, number 11, number 12, Taskmaster, number 13 with Moon Knight as his therapist. That's a terrible therapist to get. All right, let's keep going. Marvel Knights, Wolverine Punisher, number 1. Scott Milligan, number 2. Number 3, but no number 4. Again, he might have it. He's still going through his collection. I have the full miniseries here for this one. Wolverine the End, number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. So that's pretty cool. I think I have that series already. I'm pretty sure I do. Just a one-shot Wolverine Firebreak. This giant-size Wolverine. This one kind of got a little damaged, but whatever. This is just like a reprint series. A reprint book. So that's pretty cool. And then this one I just shoved. I again, surprisingly, have the fully mini-series for this one at least. So Wolverine Snit, number 4. Kind of got like an anime thing going with this one, or manga, I guess. Number 3, number 2, and number 1. And I wonder if this is from 2003. Like if there was, there's like manga made for here, but then there's manga actually made for the other country, the actual country manga comes from, and they just bring it over here. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But that's pretty cool. All right. Then we're going to jump into a different series. So again, if you watched these videos, I had a bunch of Hulk collection. And he had the Red Hulk ones. So there was like issue 1 in there. So that was a really good get. But then again, he just had a bunch more. So number 33, I stopped buying this series a while ago at this point. Like Planet Red Hulk, number 34. Number 35. Number 36. Number 37. Number 38, I hate that look from MODOK. I never liked that. Number 39, just keep the classic look, Don't, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Number 40, in that case, they made it look, they broke it and then didn't put it back together right. 42, 43, 44. And I'm curious, by this point, I always wonder, like, what the, were people, like, this series was around, I bet you now, they would have canceled it by, like, issue 20. They would not have kept it going this long. Hulk of Arabia, part 45, or issue number 45. This is part 5, and this is issue 46. 50, with a cool, who is that? Dan Panesian cover. 53, that's a pretty cool cover. The whole Mayan look. Who did that one? Okay. Number 54. Number 55. Number 56. And then number 57. So that's cool. That's it for the Red Hulk. And like I said, I wasn't expecting him. And he had a lot of them. And they were technically free. So I'll tell you what I paid for everything in the end. And, okay, so again, if you watch these videos, my other videos of this, being part 3, these are Amazing Spider-Man books. These were like the holes in it and he said he would hook me up with them because I bought them for him, and he gave those to me at an amazing price. So yeah, this was pretty crazy. So Amazing Spider-Man, 633. Shed, part 4. 634, Grim Hunt Part 1. That's good because I had the other Grim Hunts. 642, again, I had the other parts that, were in this run from the collection I bought from him, but these are the rest of them. 643, is this name Dejurnovec or something? I don't even know. I wonder if this is a variant or... Now I gotta open this real quick. This is a long video, so I'll try to be quick. That's interesting. All right. I wonder... Yeah, this is like no info on the front, so I'm curious if this is the variant cover. I don't know. It's all connecting covers. 647, so that's the whole. So I did have 644, 45, 46. All right, that's pretty cool. Big Time, 648. 649, this Hobgoblin storyline. I remember this one, 650. That's a cool cover. Spider-Man Tron, 651. 652. 659 with him in his FF suit, Future Foundation suit. 660 and Infested, the Road to Spider Island. 661 with the Avengers Academy. 662. 663 with Anti-Venom in the background. I forgot who she is in the background too. 64. So, sorry, that was 660. Yeah, okay. 665. This is pretty cool now. We get into Spider Island, 666. And I have this with it, too. This, like, promo comic or whatever this is. That's pretty cool. So, that's awesome. That's a cool, iconic cover. 667. Oops. Let's put that there. 668. 669, dudes. All right, hold on. 670. Now, this is an iconic cover. And 671. Like, this cover is nowhere near as big as those J. Scott Campbell covers. Now, if you watch my videos, you would see I got those J. Scott Campbell covers, the 601, I think, or whatever it is, and the 606, the famous Mary Jane and the 2 famous Black Cat covers. This one's, it's like it can be like a $15 to $20 book. I don't know. I guess Humberto Ramos does not get the same respect. I will say, though, her eyes are a little goony, you know, like she's like a pug or something. But that is still a nice cover. And she does not look like that in the comic. Just she doesn't dress like that in the comic. She should have, but she didn't. 672, and I don't think she did that either. Which is kind of funny. Because everybody got Spider-Man powers, but I think the thing was they were all going to turn into, like, they were eventually just going to completely mutate in the end. 673, 674, 675, all right. 676, 683. That's what I'm talking about. Like, this is like, I didn't even count these. 684, 685. I mean, there's at least 30 more books than what and I got a short box and a half. So this is pretty crazy. 689, 690, 691, 692. That's a cool cover with like all the different spider suits in the background. I hated this character. 693. This character, I don't even know if they ever did anything with him. Alpha. And then here's 694 with the recreation of the Superman vs. Spider-Man cover. But instead of Superman, we got Alpha. Anybody knows if they did anything with this character after these 2 issues? Feel free to let me know. Okay, and this is the last Spider-Man from there. Actually, that's not true. He gave me all these as well. So, I'll just show you these real quick. I don't know where these were from. He said they were from a newspaper. So, here's Amazing Spider-Man Collectibles Series Volume 18. This is issue 8. I have 2 copies of 8, 9. And then they would have like a variant cover. So that's kind of cool. So you have like the cover, the original cover, but then you'd have this like new one, which is interesting because this is like, I don't even know when this came out, like 2007, these reprints? 2006. But the one trend that they've been doing lately with their facsimiles is they'll be making variant covers for the facsimile. Or they'll do like a blank variant, which I think is kind of silly. But, you know, whatever, people will buy them, so... number 10, and then a new cover version of number 10. Number 11. Well, here's number 8. That's the, obviously the new version. This is also a new version. It looks retro, but that's not the original cover. Here's the new version of number 7, and then here's the original. And then here's the original cover for the first Lizard. That's number 6. And then this is kind of interesting, though. It looks like retro. I'm like, is this unused art, or did they get somebody to make it look retro, like from that period? Or, because, you know, they had alternate covers they didn't use, you know? Like the most famous one being Amazing Fantasies 15. Jack Kirby did that cover. The Steve Ditko one, they didn't use that one. Here's number 5. So that's Ron Friend. So he's just making them look retro for those. So that's probably the case. And I got 2 of those. And then I have number 5, you know, with the original cover. Here's number 4. And then here's the new version. Number 2. Number 1. And then I still think this is like a horrible cover. Amazing Spider-Man number 1 is not a good cover. Like, it just isn't. He looks weird. He looks like he got splat. I know why they put the Fantastic Four at the time on there. And, you know, it makes sense. It's kind of like how now they put Spider-Man on, like, new issues of series to get people to buy it. And this is the new version of number 1. That's kind of cool. And then here's number 11, a new version of Doc Ock. So that's pretty cool. So I still got a lot to show you guys. So I'm going to try to burn through this as quickly as I can. These weren't bagged or boarded either. Like I bought so many bags and it's not enough. 5.1 Wolverine. I think this is like volume 3. Number 6 with these J. Lee covers. Number 7. Man, he looks kind of creepy there. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Again, these J. Lee covers are pretty awesome. Number 11. And it's possible he has the earlier issues. Number 12. At this point, I'm not expecting him to give them to me. I don't know. Maybe if he's still going to put more stuff up. And maybe if I buy anything, he might have them. I don't know. Number 13. Number 14. Number 15. He went from being in his clothes, hanging out on skulls, and now he's naked, hanging out with wolves. Number 16. That's pretty cool. I like that cover. I like one that's like something simple like that. Then 17. This is a departure. I'm assuming if this is still the same volume. Yeah, it is. But no more J. Lee covers. Regenesis Wolverine number 17. Number 18 with that character. I got his first appearance recently from Iron Fist. He was on Hit Monkey. I forgot his name. Number 19. Number 20 with him going up against Kingpin. I know Kingpin's powerful, but I feel like Wolverine would just... That fight would not last very long. And then Annual 1. For which series? I don't know. I'm going to assume it's for this one. I don't know. So, that's cool. All right. Here's another Wolverine Annual. This one's Annual 2001. With this, who did the cover? I don't know. All right. And then here's a random issue of Marvel Comics Presents, but it's a newsstand, issue 142. Okay, so if you watched my Hulk episode, you'll see that I got an extra book in there, and I'll show you in a second. So he had these older ones in there. Wolverine number 3, no number 2, number 1, but he had number 4, number 5, another copy of number 5, number 6. And it's interesting, he has like newsstands, and then he has regulars. Again, another number 6. Number 7, that's a good one, with Hulk on the cover. Not as big of a deal as the other one. The direct is in much better condition. Okay, I'm going to save that one for last. Number 9, newsstand. Number 10, 2 copies of number 10. This was a big issue. Like, I remember this was really expensive really expensive. I mean, it was in the early 90s. Yeah, I mean, a $25 book was expensive in the early 90s. $25 went a much longer way. That was back when comics were $1.50 or whatever, not even $2 yet. So the idea of spending $25 on a comic for a lot of people was like, that's crazy. I pay a dime for that when I was a kid. Number 10, another copy. And then these, I'll just show you these real quick. Number 12, number 11, 19, and then some random later issue ones. 81 in the newsstand, still okay condition, not really. 80 in the newsstand, again. Number 78 in the newsstand, and then another number 8. Now this one is a newsstand too. This is a big issue, but this one has like a split spine down here. It's still attached up there, but I got I'll just grab it real quick as a refresher. Now, I got that by itself last time because I didn't want to buy all the Wolverines. He wanted a lot more for them at the time, but then I'll tell you in the end what I paid for everything. So, that's really cool. Again, not bad to get 2 of those, but, this one's more of a beater, but whatever. Okay, and then we get Wolverine 131, 2 copies. Now, this is a famous issue, but this is the corrected version. The original version got scrubbed. It was, Sabretooth. There was a line describing Sabretooth that was very, how do I say it? Offensive. It was a very strange typo. Like, really? Like, how did that happen? Who knows? But this is the corrected version. Whatever. I mean, it would have been cool if there were two of the... I don't think... It's not like the Arrow one goes for that much, but... 163, 164, 165, 166, 167. This is a repurposed cover. It's not... I don't know if I want to open these. It was on the back of one of the the first 10 issues of Wolverine. They all have like a second cut, like a back cover, and they must have reworked this Barry Windsor Smith one, because this is, I'm positive this was on the back cover. 168, which Marvel will do stuff like that. 169, dudes. 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, 175, 176. All right, awesome. Got some big books to show soon, so I'm trying to go through these quickly. 177, 178, 179, 180, that's a cool cover, Andy Kubert. 181, 182, 183, I just like how Wolverine's like just in the center. And it's just like, here's him just chilling at a bar. Here's him again now with gun. Here's him going out of town, but he has a Tommy gun. Here's him hanging out with lions. Here's him, I guess, after killing the lions. Here's him wearing a Punisher shirt. 187, 188, 189. That's a cool cover with Wolverine coming out of the ground like that. 304, 305. So they probably jumped ahead. There was probably like, I know there was a volume 2, and then they did like a volume 3, I think. I don't know if volume 3 came out later. I have to look at the dates. But they probably were like, ooh, we're going to have an issue 300 technically. So let's, go back to the original numbering, which they do all the time now once in a while, and it screws everything up. 309, 310, 311, not the band, just the comic. 312, 313, and then we jump to issue 1000. This comic is from the future. I don't know, I didn't even know this came out. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then this is now we're going back in time. This is the volume 2 series. So here's issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, issue 5, issue 6. I remember being kind of bored with these. I don't even know why. I had these, like, originally. I don't know why I bought them. I might have stopped that shit at this point. I think I only picked up, like, the first 2 issues. Number 8. Number 9. That's a cool cover, though. Number 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. You got a little Sabretooth in there. 16. 17, 18, 19, and then I think I might have came back to the series, when I originally bought these, because I was a shill for Mark Miller at the time, so he took over the series with number 20, 21, 22, with John Romita Jr. on there, 23, 24, that's a cool cover with Daredevil. What was it? I see what they did. Eisenoff or whatever. He would do he was famous for coloring them when they would just do the pencils. Number 25. Number 26. 27, recreation of that famous Shield cover. Number 28. 29. 30. 31. This issue was interesting. It's kind of like borderline offensive when you think about it, but it's this was the end of his Mark Miller's run, and he did the special issue where you find it's like Wolverine was in the concentration camps or something. I don't know. I remember reading it. Number 33. I didn't buy this series at this time. I hated this look, the whole House of M look. I hate the stripes going down. It looks like, I don't know. I don't like the tie-ins to the series. I hate the way it looks. But I guess he's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something in this one. So that's kind of like a recreation. 35. And then 36. I remember in the end of House of M, when they made all the changes, no more mutants, Scott Witch did something or whatever, and all of a sudden he had all his memories, but they never really did anything with it. 37, 38. And then these I need to get bagged and boarded at some point. 39, 40. And then this special double-size issue, 41. And then they needed to get Wolverine off the table during Civil War. So they gave him a side quest where he went after the guy who did the initial bombing. So here's 42. This guy. 43. 44. So they had to keep Wolverine busy. So they kept him busy in his own series. 45. Because they couldn't have him in the Civil War, We don't know what side he would have taken, and people probably would have gotten mad. Oh, no. I don't even care. All right, 47. 48 with a cool skeleton cover. All right. Getting there. Still got a bunch left, but getting closer to the end, guys. 49. 50, I remember this one with Bianchi doing the art, Jeff Loeb, and there's a cool backup with Ed McGuinness where he kind of redoes let's fix that, the first Wolverine Hulk battle. 51, 52, 53, and 54. He did not have that variant cover, the one that kind of recreates the EC comic one. That goes for a bit. He didn't have that, though, unfortunately. 55. 56. Then you got all these Arthur Suyang, the guy who did all the Marvel Zombies covers and stuff. And he does a run. I don't know if these were variants, or I have to look and see if these were the covers at the time, or they were like they did a cover B. 58. All right. Number 58. And then we go to 59. This is pretty cool again. This one not as gory. This one's a bit gorier. 60. 61. That's a cool cover of Wolverine. Looks like he's seen better days there. Let's see. Then we get kind of back to normal with 62. 63. Little adventure with Mystique. 64. And 65. And then, all right, so that's the end of the run stuff, and I'm going to show you the bigger books now. So, like I said, I'll tell you what I paid for everything in a bit, but like, him bringing those Hulk books, he didn't have 16. I think I brought that up in the last time, and he said he knew he had it, and he would tell me about it. This is the first appearance of the Red She-Hulk. I wasn't expecting this version though. I thought it would be the white one. This is one of the variant covers, and this one goes for a bit. Like, I don't know. Prices are all over the place, so I saw it go anywhere from 35 to 80. I don't even know. This was just a random issue of Gotham City Sirens, number 25. I was like, excellent condition. I didn't have that issue. And then this was like the main reason why I bought all these to begin with. Giant size Wolverine Old Man Logan special. Wolverine Old Man Logan number 72. 71. I really enjoyed this series when it came out. It was a lot of fun. This had the big twist of what happened to Wolverine in the future. Number 70 and all his little friends. 69. It's kind of stupid when you think about it too much, but it's okay. Number 68. 67 and 66. This book is like probably goes for like what he was charging for everything when it came to Wolverine. So he did have more stuff. So initially, if I stopped there, everything would have been, well, I'll tell you what I paid for everything out. Let me just show you everything first. So he had other boxes, and there was a bunch of stuff that I grabbed. I didn't get everything, but I did see these, and I wasn't going to pass them up. No way in hell. So Captain America number 1, Ed Brubaker, Steve Epting. First cameo appearances of the Winter Soldier. 2, 3, I'm not sure if he's in there. 4 out of 5, and then the big issue, first appearance of the Winter Soldier, or first full appearance, number 6. This is a big book. I was shocked that, again, I wasn't expecting. And number 7. So, again, I'll tell you what I paid for it. And, okay, this is it. This is the last 4 issues now of everything. And Wolverine, number 4. Number 3. This is the original miniseries from Frank Miller from the early 80s. I never had these before. Number 2. So, that's awesome. And number 1. I always wanted this. I never had it. It's in really nice condition. I would say it'd be graded like maybe an 8 or more. Iconic cover. It's actually, fun fact, this is based on a Frank Sinatra, either painting or photo. So that's pretty funny, this iconic cover. So he was charging $50 for everything initially, not this stuff, but like all the Wolverine. And he was throwing in those Hulk books, including that 16, because, you know, I bought that original set from him. And he gave me all those Spider-Man books because I bought all those Spider-Man books. He said he had them and he was going to give them to me. I was like, what? So, I mean, that alone, not including these Captain Americas, Gotham City Sirens, or that. So, this one he wanted more for. He sent me a DM or whatever and said he had these 4. I said, what do you want for them? And he said he wanted 100. I figured, it's not too bad, 100 for those because I'm getting all these other books for just $50. I mean, it's like 150 for everything. I mean, it was like still less than $1 a book. And I was like, all right, yeah. I got there, and like I said, they weren't as in the best condition. Like this one's in great condition, but like this one, the other ones, like the black shows a lot of like, obviously has some spine ticks, not perfect, but they're still nice copies, and 4 is in really nice shape. 1 being the most important book is in the best shape. So, and then he had a box, I was going through them, and like I said, he had the Gotham City Sirens. I said, what do you want for that? And he was like, 5, and I was like, sure, whatever. And then he had these Captain America books, like I just showed you with the first Winter Soldier, and I was like, what do you want for those? And he said 10. So I was like, all right. So that was he charged me $75 for these, so $75. It was $140 for everything, for almost a long box of comics. I mean, that breaks it down to like, what, 50 cents a book almost? So, right? I don't even know. But it was a really good deal. And the fact that these were in there, the Old Man Logan books were in there, that Hulk book, this Captain America's. So he had some other books, and I don't know. He wanted a lot for these, and I should have like waited and see till he posted it. I don't know. He had these Santana books, these iconic Adam Hughes, but he wanted like 100 each for those or something. I was like, I'm good. And then he had the Joker book, the Jock one, that famous one. He wanted a lot for that, and I don't blame him. That one, and it was in really nice condition. Again, it wasn't bagged or boarded though. It was just in a box. I was like, you need to get that in a bag and board. That comic's just gonna keep going up. The original sold for like, I don't know, million. It sold for something crazy. The original for that $880, I think it is, Detective Comics, that crazy Joker cover. What else did he had? Like he didn't have Miles' first appearance, but he had his first issues with the poly bag, and the price he went for it wasn't too bad. I just didn't want to spend the money right now, so I don't know. Maybe I'll hit him up for those. But yeah, I mean, this was, I would say, an amazing deal. $140 for everything you see here, and again, like technically, the Hulks and the Spider-Mans were free or with the other purchase. Whatever. That's not how I see it. I just see it as when I'm buying everything and I break it down. So yeah, in theory, I paid like maybe 50 cents a book. And I think 50 cents for this issue is pretty darn cool. It's not that bad. It's not bad. Can't complain about that. Can't complain about getting a Wolverine #1 for 50 cents. All right. So yeah, this was an awesome haul. It's a long one. If you haven't seen the other 2, I'll put them in the caption in the end. The first one with Spider-Man, second one with the Hulk. Will I have more? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what else he puts up. Yeah, this was an awesome haul. Again, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. Leave a comment. Smash that subscribe button. Become part of You Love Comic Books Conversation. Smash that bell for notifications. Check out the links in all my videos for my Instagram, where I show stuff from the hauls and stuff from the collection. Also, check out the link to my eBay in all my videos, where I sell comics, trays, toys, vintage tees, and vintage records, and did I say records? I don't even know. And more. All right. You're going to see a previous video here. You're going to see a previous video there. You're going to smash the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.